What is up, Starcraft? And welcome to another episode of Shoutcast with Bathala SC. And today, we will be witnessing our fourth match on the round of 16 of Quarantine Tournament PH. Season 1, it's a PvZ matchup. And let's introduce our Protoss player on the southwest position. It is Bart. Good old Bart. And that's his base. On our northeast position, give it up for AgentX41822N. So we'll be calling her Agent X. There we see our female Zerg player playing with the mecha Zerg units and skins, digging some good looks over this Zerg base. So now at the early game, our openers would be a gateway at the front and a hatchery first, courtesy of our Zerg player. Probe scout being sent, checking what's up, is Mr. Bart. So technically you can't cannon rush the main base of the Zerg near enough because there is a lot of creep. You have to crawl your cannons here, so that wouldn't be the case for our Protoss player. And as we see it, our Protoss player also expanding, trying to mimic our Zerg player here. So base wise, the Protoss would be in favor in economic situations because 2 base Zerg versus 2 base Protoss, the 2 base Protoss will win. The Zerg player should create another hatchery so that she can compensate with the per 2 production of the probes of the Nexus, because as we all know, our Zergs out there, we can only produce up to a max of 3 larvae per hatchery, and we need to produce workers and fighting units as well from those larvae. So it is more of a larvae management situation. Ika nga nila, they say it's the Game of Drones. So our Zerg player is staying on 2 bases, which means she will be most likely going for a very pressure build or an aggressive build. To our Protoss, you see the setup of the Protoss here, very anti-Zerg, to prevent run-bys of Zerglings. Wall-ins are set up here, but unfortunately, Miss Agent X scouting the mid, harassing some workers, killing one, checking the mineral line. Mr. Bart not reacting quite yet. Just now, losing a lot of probes. Just now his zealot is here. Good micro on the workers on the main base. All of the probes in the natural base is dead, and Zergling speed is done. So we can see the playstyle of our Zerg player Agent X is more of a harass base. 12 probes killed by our Zerg player. And more links! What a surprise, more links creating that a lot of damage. We can see that our Zerg player is trying to go for the kill, smelling blood on the water. She is ahead. Worker and army wise, will our Protoss player hold this? Gateway on the yellow, almost on the red, but there is so much firepower. This Zealot and Stalker? 2 Stalkers. I see this. Another Stalker is hiding on that gateway, so our Protoss player barely holds. Lair is the follow-up for our Zerg player. So I'd suggest to you guys good blocking by our Protoss probe here, not allowing Agent X to acquire her third hatchery, second expansion. So Great delay. Agent X doesn't notice it as of the moment. You can see where Agent X is looking at the moment. She's preparing a hatchery, 2 evolution chambers. She still doesn't know that her third base is not yet up. Fast lair and fast +1. And a Nidus worm. So you can see a Nidus network. Let's go back to the all observer cam. So because of this delay, now unfortunately Bart attacked the the drone producing the hatchery. So he should have let it just stay there, chill. And now finally Agent X is successful in planting that hatch. We are now at a so economic position for the Protoss. The red Protoss Bart has recovered. And still, our Zerg player continuing to produce a lot of units. So this is good if the Protoss player tries to attack, but unfortunately, he's just chilling, and it would be detrimental to our Zerg player if she'll continue to produce a lot of units. 5 gateways being added. 4 Zealot army that would be easily killed by our Zergling. Mass Zergling set up good save. The red health almost. Oh, he forgot to kill this. She forgot to kill this one. Dropping in the main. Cheeky warp prism play by our red Protoss player Bart, trying to deny this hatchery, but it will go up. And we can see here, buying some time is our Protoss player while he's probably powering up. So let's see the structure tab. He now has 10 gateways on 2 bases. So again, same with our Zerg player. That is too much production for a 2-basing Protoss. So 10 gates should be, you should utilize at least 3 bases, 3 nexus full of minerals for gateway heavy setups. Warp Prism going back, trying to get the Stalker that is killing the Overlord. Nidus at the front being placed, but it will be destroyed by this wonderful Stalker Probe combo. Spotter Overlord being denied. Creep spread is great for our Zerg player here. And our game is now stabilizing. Zerg going for the 4th base, but I wouldn't suggest that because her 3rd base is not yet saturated that well. Gas is being taken. Nidus Worm releasing a lot of Zerglings. And our Warp Prism Harass is back in the business. Stalkers being attacked here. I think this is a misclick from our Zerg player. Killing a Queen and a Hydra defending and a lot of Zerglings. Where's that Warp Prism of our Protoss player? It is it was trying to check what's up and supposedly warp in some stuff at the front, but this is another Nidus Worm, but Agent X unloading her Zerglings, and now because the Nidus is sniped off, she should have just left the Zerglings inside and released here in the main base of the Protoss. Now our Protoss gaining some traction in the game, getting a lot of Zealots and some Stalker to support with the Warp Prism to warp in your gateway units. So we can see our next battle. Our Zerg player a bit too much of hatcheries, but no drones as of yet. Oracle harassing the third base. And there would be a free snipe of hatchery in the fourth base of our Zerg player. Protoss slowly falling back, harassing at the natural with Zealots, but it is driven off at the moment. Zerglings chasing these stray stalkers, and they will continue and be successful with it. Production wise, our Protoss transitioning to a resonating glaives for the anti-Zergling strategy, acquiring his third base, and it is a more even scenario for our two players. Unfortunate for the Zerg, the fourth hatch was sniped. There was no defense whatsoever when the Protoss attacked that base. So now Zergling sharking at the front. Two clumps of Zerglings checking what is the progress of the Protoss player. And will we see a run by coming up? And I think this is queued up. There it is. It is queued up to attack at this position. Agent X luring the defenses and Zealots in the third base. Zerglings and Zealots fighting one another, slashing and crashing and biting. Zealots decimating all this. Zerglings running by. Supply wise, our Zerg player, this is a great army count, 78, but the drone count is just at 49. At this time, our Zerg player should be at 66 drones. Hydras and Zergling is the tech choice. And look at this. Lurkers at the fray for our Zerg player. Lurkers defending, Zerglings defending the third base. It won't do much, and the Spine Crawler will survive. Zealot run by, and that would be decimated by this army. Zealots and Adepts don't do great and don't do that much against Lurkers, and specifically without detection from our Zerg player. So I mean for our Protoss player, no observers there, so they can't really check what is up. Carriers is the next in our menu for Mr. Bart. So it's a Carrier Zealot composition against our Hydra Lurker Zergling from Agent X. Agent X is quite ahead in supply, and no, in workers it's our Protoss, Red Protoss Bart who is ahead, but his second base is bare. Unfortunately, Hydras do so much damage, and these interceptors are being sniped out even without a fight. Great setup and flank from the Archons, but I think that is too much Lurkers killing the Archons, and Carriers cannot replenish their interceptors really that well. The Zerglings harassing the third base. Our Zerg player attacking on two fronts. And our Protoss player getting some traction here. There is 4 carriers at the moment. 4 carriers can deal a lot of damage, but where is the detection? Oh, there it is. The detection for Protoss player. Can you move it to the left side so that you can kill all these lurkers? Third base being destroyed by our purple Zerg. Sniping the third, harassing the second, and 2 bases instantly destroyed by a Zerg player here. Saving some lurkers. 4 carriers. And as we can see what counters carriers, it is the deadly corruptors. Now, Hydra sniping interceptors. You should focus fire the carriers if you can. But I think this is GG. Sooner or later, this is GG for our Red Protoss player. And there it is. The GG is called. And AgentX41822N will take a 1-0 lead in this PvZ matchup.